Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, a technical trader at techtrader.com. It is Tuesday night, 9/18/2012. And you know what, folks? I know I promised you the shorts on Monday and Tuesday nights, but I got to tell you that I'm just not seeing the market breakdown. I mean, yes, had a market pullback, and yes, some of our shorts are working well. I've been keeping you posted of that, but there's too many stocks to talk about on the long side. I literally cut this list down by two-thirds today. So let's just take a look at some of the longs, and we'll get to the shorts maybe tomorrow, depending on the market conditions. ARIA Pharmaceutical, a stock I've liked all year long. It's just been a stellar stock since last year when I first put it on my list, and then re-put it on in December, about the 11-12 range. This stock has more than doubled, and up another 35 cents. You can see how the stock's making new all-time highs literally every day. It may very well get to the mid-20s short term. Arena Pharmaceuticals had an important day today. A lot of the um, diet drug stocks today had a big day, and if you take a look at the way they popped from 8.5 to 935, closing at 926, up 64 cents, whopping 19.3 million traded, the best in 3 weeks. We're up against resistance here. I need this stock to cross 945 with volume. We're awfully close. We may get that early tomorrow, and the stock could fly if that's the case. Perhaps move back up towards the 11.5 range, and then as high as potentially 13.5. Celldex Therapeutics, key breakout today. Let's take a look at the long-term chart. This line was broken among triple tops a couple days ago. It hit the declining tops line and backed off to test the breakout point right there, and then spiked up today, up 49 cents or 8.25%. 1.3 million share traded. Decent day in volume, but if you step back and look at the overall pattern, you'll see that the rising channel calls for a lot higher levels, perhaps as high as 8.75. Celsius, big day there too. Key resistance taken out. First, the here falling wedge right to that point, and the declining, and the rising bottoms line. The pop to resistance, the wedge, and today it popped out of the wedge. Now, if you take a look at the overall pattern, you'll see that this is a key breakout, a 7% gainer on a 2.25 million, best volume in 3 weeks. It looks like it's headed up towards the top of the channel around 690 to 9 range. CPRX had a good day today, very good day. The way I've looked at this pattern this morning, I realized that what this was is a big wedge. And it held for weeks at this 1/20/23 level and held the 50-day moving average. Yesterday it popped out a little bit. Today it exploded 44 cents, 28%, 5.5 million shares, nearly. More importantly, the stock is now up against a resistance level in this zone that if broken tomorrow, and we'll see if we can get through the high about 227, did back off that level later in the day. But a weekly chart shows this is a long-term resistance level, and maybe the top of a base that if broken could lead to a very much bigger move. CSOD, a stock we had a swing trade out here, and it worked very well, backed off, and then came on again. It's been moving steadily higher from the 24 range up through 30, nearly 31 today. The top of the channel, as I've drawn it in, now calls for a move to get this up to 33, 33.5. DARA, well, as you know, the stock had a nice move in the last 4 or 5 sessions. From a percentage standpoint, the move from 75 cents to $1.30, nearly doubling. Today up 22 cents or 21%, 6.5 million traded. It is in a resistance zone, but if it does get through the 139.40 zone, I wouldn't be shocked to see this up towards 190. Maybe it's even high as 2.25. So, you know, momentum's a funny thing, and with strong buying coming into it here, we may very well see this run up and get up into that 2.25 area at some point over the next few weeks. INXN had a special day today. It popped across the May and August highs and took out this pattern wedge of sorts. You can see the stock jumped 91 cents or 4.5%, 823,000, closing just 9 cents off the high. Now the quandary is we do have a channel top near here, but take a look at the long-term chart, and you'll see this is all-time high territory. So if we step back, draw the lines this way, and pull this up, I could very well get this to move into the mid and then high 20s. We shall see. NSPH. Now, the recent action here showed the explosive move in July, the coiling type wedge that held support, moved up and backed off at resistance and went through it, but backed off again to retest. Today up 38 cents at 12%, 2.4 million traded. That's the biggest volume in a month. May very well get this to move up towards 4.25 half zone short term. ONXX looking really good, broke out yesterday. I wanted to show you the follow through. Up another 229 or nearly 3% today. Appears to me new all-time high territory. This stock could run maybe as high as 90 or 100. Oryx. Well, with another diet stock today that had a really good day. Just to clear this up a little, I want to show you the pattern. Today, the declining top line of lateral price resistance was taken out as this trend line is held for now several weeks. More importantly, it closed above this line. Now at this point may very well run towards 6.5, even as high as 7 short term. PPHM also popped out, making a move across the declining tops line here and out of the wedge. Now volume wasn't tremendous, but pretty damn good for the stock, best in about 5 days. And if we can get up to test and take out 514, we may very well see 6.5. SRPT, I'm liking what I'm seeing on this chart. The flag or consolidation pattern held the trend line, bounced, and then has moved up slowly. Now today tested the lateral price resistance at the prior high up here around 1640. Today's high 1625, and it did back off, but it was up $1.01 or 7% on 3.5 million. Looking for more upside, looking for the stock to make it 20 on a swing trade. VELT acting great of late, and if you can take a look at the pattern, you'll see that it spiked up to the declining tops line, came down and formed the wedge, broke through that line, and then through lateral price resistance to the next resistance, backed off yesterday, and went through that today. Looking for a move to at least test 10.75 short term, maybe get this up even to the 12-13 zone. And lastly is VVUS, which had a strong day along with the other drug stocks, and more importantly, a technical breakout day. As this big thrust to the downside and the following coil looked pretty dangerous. The moving average, which had come down and when rolling over, did not augur well, but today was a key technical day for it, as it jumped 6.6% or $1.51. Closed on 5.6 million shares, the best volume in a few months now. So this is a breakout. If we can get it up through the 25.65 zone, we may very well see this back up in the high 20s and test 30 plus. That's it for tonight, everybody. Take it easy.